What's up, mananap? I'm your Bisaya ng alien vlogger and welcome to my vlog. So for today's content, I'm gonna share you what is my reflection Japon. Reflection sa midterm. Mora Japon, 10 kabuok.
Okay.
So ang una nako i-share nga reflection no kay kaning Act of Declaration of the Philippine Independence. The Act of Declaration of the Philippine Independence was all about how our country achieved our freedom from the hands of foreign invaders, especially during Spaniards colonization. No, maubulol ko. As a Filipino, if I was born during that time where Spaniards was reigning, I will also fight alongside with our fellow Filipinos to achieve our freedom. I won't also let someone to take away my rights, freedom, and dignity. Siyempre, kung ato ang teritoryo, ato ang freedom, ilang kaon, laban to, oy, abi pa lang, di tagahi.
Okay.
Even now, if someone will take away my freedom, I will get angry and fight for it. This freedom that I convey is different from the freedom that the context. What I mean is the freedom to do what I want on my own. If someone will take that away from me, I will be angry, and the first thing I will do is to fight for it because it was my freedom and it is my right to decide on my own. Like what our fellow Filipinos did before, they fight and give their life for our freedom. Siyempre, kung naay mo control sa imo, dili man jud mo pa control no. Siyempre, mulaban uy. Abi pa lang di gahi.
Okay.
The context also stated that they are and have the right to be independent, that they have ceased any allegiance to the crown of Spain. This phrase greatly affected me because as a person, as a Filipino, I have our own rights to be free on what I am, and I have the right to be uncontrolled by others. Same as the other Filipinos before. As a result, they have to fight for it in order to achieve their objective, which is the independence of our country. I honor them because they set us free for being colonized. As a result, our nation today is now have its independence. Oh, kay tungod sila nalaya ta. So dapat lang jud nga i-honor nato sila no. Siyempre kay sila atong hero sa una, sila ang nagpalaya, sila ang nagpalaya sa mga Espanyol. So dapat jud nato nga i-honor sila. Bisan pagpatay na sila, siyempre i-treasure yapon nato kung unsa man ang ilang na-contribute sa tuwa. For the next reflection is 1973 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. This topic talks about how the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines established our justice, defense for those who are injured by the society, give general welfare, ensure the benefits of freedom, have voted, decreed, and sanctioned. They can give a general welfare. Siyempre, wala ko'y power para mabuhat ana. Dili sad nako kaya kay normal ako nga college student who have no power. But I want to be a responsible police officer so that I can sanction those criminals who disobeying the law. And I am happy with that on how the government established proper governance to its people that all of us will be benefited. So ina nakabutan natong gobyerno no nga wala na gunahuna sa ilang sarili life kundi gunahuna po nila nga ang majority sa toa. For me, I can refer the Constitution of the Philippines into my personality because in real life we have different personality and each of it reflects what we are and what our perspective in life is. All of us have many articles in our life which is make for our guide to do good deeds, make rational choices, avoid mistakes, feel guilt and conscience, and responsible for our feelings and emotions. These articles in life I'm talking about means the philosophy of life which help us to be reasonable, to make choices, achieve our goals, enables life to live a better life, and a better person with high perspective in life which can face all problems, open-minded and mature, and role model for others. Because of this constitution, our nation has been improved due to we have different laws nga maintain of peace and order, equality, and other nga makabenefit sa tanang tao. So ang sunod nga reflection nga ako ang i-share sa inyo mga kamananap is the Treaty of Peace between the United States of America and the Kingdom of Spain, Treaty of Paris. Okay, let's start. This topic was all about an agreement and settlement between two countries, between the United States of America and the Kingdom of Spain. As an individual human being, it's normal to us to have an agreement between other person in order to have peace and avoid quarrel. It's a way of having or starting good relationship to others. Siyempre kung natay agreement, ma-avoid yun nato ang kanang quarrel or samok between sa atoa ug sa isa ka tawo kay naman mo agreement, namoy kasunduan about something. Even me, I used to make an agreement to my everyday living, and I'm glad about it because there are some instances that I need to do it to avoid conflict with others, like what we are doing in our home. We always do an agreement. Nadyo may agreement sa balay, labi na nang sa mga hugason. So, na may agreement nga kung kisay nang hugas karon, dili na siya muhugas ugma. Tag isa ka adlaw gud. Isa. Ano nga dili ina. Isa ka adlaw, tag isa ka adlaw. Mo na mga agreement para kay samok mong good kayo. Kung wala may agreement nga na kay wala, samok ipanglaban ng mga plato kay dili hugasan, nasko si mama. Because of this agreement, or also known as treaty, we can prevent any conflicts and mitigate risks. It's a form of peace which can make every country to become friends with each other. Like kung unsa may nahitabo ato sa United States of America and sa Spain, syempre magkalaban man sila sa una. So tungod anang agreement nila, so nabuo na ilang peace din nakabuhat pud sila og good relationship between each other's country, no. Next reflection that I will share to you mga kamananap is Jose Rizal's retraction controversy, which he said, I retract with all my heart whatever in my words, writings, publications, and conduct has been contrary to my character as son of the Catholic Church. I believe and I confess whatever she teaches. I submit to whatever she demands. I abominate Masonry as the enemy of the Church and as a society prohibited by the Church. The Supreme Prelate may, as the superior ecclesiastically authority, make public this spontaneous manifestation of mine in order to repair the scandal which my acts may have caused, and so that God and people may pardon me. No, ang ako ang na-feel ani kay sadness ra yun. Kay koan man good. Para sa kuha, kay ang iyang tanan work kay kan matawag na ko og masterpiece because of its content and amazing stories. Uli's masterpiece was created to expose the wrongdoings of the Spaniards to our motherland and to their fellow Filipinos, and it's his way on fighting against them, where he used brain, paper, and pencil instead of edges and gunpowder. Diba? Inanaka-bright si Rizal sa una, no? Na wala siya nagamit og dahas, kundi iyang gamit lang kay iyang utok, lapis ug papel para malabanan niya atong mga Kastila. In a way nga nagabuhat siya og mga literary works para sa mga stories like No Limit Tangere, mga anak para ma-expose tong mga wrongdoing sa Spaniards dati. Uli's masterpiece was against from the Spanish government that he want to help us to open our eyes and wake up from the reality where the Spanish government treated us badly. That he want us to fight back and withdraw our motherland for the sake of our freedom. Maybe the reason why he retracted all his masterpiece is maybe he was afraid of being caught, that he wants to spare his life from the Spaniards, so he make a move in order to Spaniards feel pity for him. However, its death sentence still continued. So mo to ang ako ang opinion nga nung gibuhat niya to katong nga nung ni-retract siya sa nga nung gi-retract niya tanan work niya. Siyempre kay bisag ako kung nako siyang pader niya litisinon ko kanang patinon. Siyempre mangita ko gaway para maloy sila sa kuha. Pero mara man gyapon wala man sila naloy. Gipatay ra gyapon nila si Rizal. Sad. So ang reflection nga ako ang i-share next is about the convention between the United States of America and Great Britain delimiting the boundary between the Philippine archipelago and the state of North Borneo. Convention between the United States and Great Britain was an agreement between the government of the United Kingdom and the United States to definitely delimit the boundary between the North Borneo and the Philippine archipelago. Kana. So in myself, I also have boundaries on me and with other people. These boundaries are the limits that help me to define myself. These boundaries are my mental, emotional, and physical walls created to protect myself from being used. If someone will cross the line, what will I do is to fight my boundaries. If someone will cross the line, what will I do is to fight my boundaries. But I will also consider what the situation is. For example, is kanang nasuko ang akong mama kay wala ko nang hugas og plato then sayang ka so giyaw-yawan ko niyag bisag unsa nga maka-hurt sa akong feelings. So instead na masuko pug ko, ay masuko mi ko basta inana. Pero i-consider po nako kung unsa ang situation no, kung unsa ang kuan kung unsa For example, my mother yelled at me and said many bad things at me because wala ko nang hugas og plato. So, masuko man pud ko ana pero i-balance yan sad nako kung unsa ang sitwasyon nga nung nasuko si mama i-criticize nako nauna nako kung unsa reason nga nung nasuko siya. So, instead na masuko pud ko, syempre mo pa ubos na lang ko kaya ako aman pong mali kaya wala ko nang hugas og plato kay tungod ana nasuko siya.
Wow naman! Wow! Wow!
The convention between the United States and Great Britain was an agreement between the governments of the United Kingdom and the United States. And because of it, it helps to distinguish what they are and what they need. Boundaries are meant to be adaptive and responsive to our environment. They create a distinction between other people. The convention was signed by U.S. Secretary of the United States Henry L. Limson and British Ambassador of the United States Esme Howard on January 2, 1930 in the Washington, D.C. It was strengthened by the U.S. in February 1930 and after clarification by exchanges of notes between the two governments in 1930 and 1932, the United Kingdom in November 1932 entered into force after an exchange of ratification on December 13, 1962. These limits help us clearly distinguish who we are and what we are from other people. Boundaries are meant to be adapted and responsive to our environment and create distinction between myself to other people as well as with countries because they have their own territory. So because ani nga boundary no kay ma-distinguish na nato kung unsa ta ug unsa pud ang lain tao. Same pud sa country, ma-distinguish nila kung unsa sila nga pagka-country ug sa lain pud. So ang ako ang i-share nga reflection kay kaning customs of Tagalog. This topic talks about the old customs of Filipino people in ranking according to their classification in their village and their role. What I can see to myself is, even in our home, the concept of ruling is still there, where our mother or father is our dato, our younger sisters or brothers are the commoners, and we, as the eldest child, serve as the slaves. Kaya ang sa unang manggod, ang highest nga rank sa isa ka village kay ang dato. So sila tong dakot-dakot. Silang village, no? Sila tong nagagunit sa mga tao, naga-maintain sa ilaha, naga-protect. Kay sa unang manggod, ang dato ang pinakataas nga antas sa una sa ranking ang dato. While karon syempre ang president na So dako na kay nabag-o, di ba? Syempre sa moang balay na na nga concept ka ng ranking. Kay sa moang balay ang dato sa moa, kumbaga ang taas-taas kay ang moang papa kay siya may kuan kanang padre de pamilya. Din sunod si mama. Din sunod akong manghod. Sila tong mga commoners, kumbaga mga common nga people. Then ang nahitabo nga slaves kay ang mga maguwang. Siyempre dili man patrabaho ang manghod kay sa maguwang man tanan ikuan ipasa. O di ba luoy kayo ang maguwang ni mga slaves. Wala na kuan sir kuan no sa ranking, imbis sa ranking mauna ang maguwang naulahin na noon, di ba? What we have in the present days is almost likely the same, although there are changes due to modernization, but the concept is still there. Today we are ruled by our president as a whole, and we pay taxes to make our nation progressive. But in every region or places in our country, there are also someone who manages and rules its own area or people, like the mayor, barangay captain, kagawad, and bisang unsa nga taas-taas sa to ang community or barangay. In general, having these customs is very helpful because it helps every society to be progressive. Kay kung wala mo gay mo kuan sa toa, walay mo govern, walay mo manage, siyempre gubot kaya tong nation, no? Maunsa kaya tana? Siyempre away lang siguro, sige away kay walay peace and order, di ba? We must be thankful of what our ancestors contributed to our society. We must be thankful of what our ancestors contributed to our society. So kana nga concept kay na-contribute po na dako kay nagtabang sa ato karon. Kay tungod ana nga concept kay na organize ganita inana. Then na kuan pod na hawa ang gubot yan na. Although naagya po yung mga kuan mga conflict, pero dili kay grabe kay kaya raman ma-manage sa government, di ba? Next reflection that I'm going to share is the recopilación de leyes de los reinos de las Indias. No, listen siya i-pronounce. Recopilación de recopilación de leyes de los reinos de las Indias. Nice. Recopilación de leyes de los reyes. Recopilación de leyes de los. Recopilación de leyes de los. Recopilación de leyes de los. Mali. Recopilación de leyes de los reinos de las Indias. Okay, tama na.
Nice.
The recopilación de leyes de los reinos de las Indias. The recopilación de leyes de los reinos de las Indias, or in English, is the laws of the Indies concerning the establishment of the reductionists. Reductionist means the process of transferring the natives to a particular settlement. Therefore, recopilación de leyes de los reinos de las Indias, laws which protect the native person and giving them settlements with the help of the Spanish government legislation. O diba? Maka-amaze bisan pag ang Espanyol sa una kay grabe ka maka-discriminate sa to sa una, daghan kay sila nabuhat nga mali sa to, pero nagyapon sila ay na-contribute sa to especially kani kung asa gitagaan nila settlements ang ato ang mga native nga people. The legislation is very important to our country because this is how our towns like barangays and municipalities created. O di ba mo nang na-contribute sa to ang mga Espanyol sa pag-invade nila sa to kung asa na mas na-organize ang ato ang barangay, ang atong municipality and mga group of people. So para sa ako this creation of barangays or towns, I can refer this to the creation of friendship. Okay, as a person, when you are good with others, you can have more friends. For an instance, when you start build strong relationship as a friend to others, you can have a big circle of friends. If these friends of yours have another friends, then imo gyapon tong mga amigo kay amigo man nimo ang imong amigo nga amigo nila. Libog. Di man.
Gago!
Mungod na kung nakay amigo nga kung imong amigo napoy amigo Siyempre, ang amigo sa imong amigo, maamigo pud nimo, di ba? Antod mo dako na, antod mo daghan na imong amigo, nga imong amigo, maamigo na pud sa imong amigo nga na amigo. Idi mo dako na imong circle of friends. So inana pud na buhat sa sa Castilla sa una kong asa nga pinakauna gamay pa ang ilang nabuhat nga group of people hantod ni daghan dungag hantod na form siya og large nga community. Due to the colonization of the Spaniards towards our society, so nagdala sila og kuan positive effects gyapon sa tuwa kay na-organize nila ang atuang barangay. Pero before pa man sila naabot diri kay nanay tay barangay Taanwil, pero kuan lang siya kang dili kay siya organized as gagmay lang, tapok-tapok lang nga group of people inana ra sa una. Pero pag abot sa Spanish, sa mga Spaniards, mas na-organize to. So nagyapon sila ambag sa toa. Next reflection nga ako ang i-share is Relación de las Islas Filipinas. So mas dali siya i-pronounce kaysa atong niagi. Relación de las Islas Filipinas. So na i-context diri the Filipinos are not so ceremonious in their actions as they are Chinese and Japanese. Yet, they have their politeness and good breeding, especially in the Tagalog, who are very civil and courteous in word and action. As a Filipino, it is normal to us to be courteous, especially when we have visitors. Oh, tinuod yun na kay bisan pag gani sa mo ang kuan family, basta nami bisita, entertain yun na mo. Mag-prepare magpagkaon para sa ila, wala pa ka abot sa portan, pasudlon na. Para sa nang pag nami bisita, hagdaon dahil na mo, sulod call, mga on, or mga piba, inana. It's one of the Filipinos' most common traits. We welcome our visitors with a smile, you know. Why many foreign countries visited Philippines? Is it because our country is one of the most popular destinations for visitors who wants to enjoy the elegance of our country and our people's friendliness? Because Filipinos in and across the world can be expected to receive their visitors warmly, regardless of where they came from. When we have visitors, we typically deliver food and entertainment to them. Oh, kay para dili po sila maboard no, i-entertain jud nato sila. Syempre, kung natay bisita pakaunan sa nato, so magluto ta. Alangan natay bisita niya, pasagdan lang nato, di ba? Kisa po'y ganahan mo bisita sa tuwa. Kung inana man lang, walay ganahan. Another trait as a Filipino is the accommodation and endurance. Given all the calamities that hit our countries, including the extreme earthquake and super typhoons, we Filipinos are sufficiently resilient to stand on our own feet, even without the strong support of the government. We can also respond to any type of climate and communicate with any kind of people worldwide. So inana kay strong ang Pilipino, kay bisan pag unsa nga calamity ang mo agi sa atoa, smile gyapon ta, strong gyapon ta. Kung madagma man, hala tindog. Kay naman gyapon Ginoo nga motabang sa atoa. Tagaan gyapon tag kusog. Mo nang kusgan ang Pilipino kay taas man ta og salig sa ato ang Ginoo. So kami kung nami bisita sa balay, naga-prepare mi og traditional food like adobo for them to eat because they are our visitors and we must serve them. My mother will bring out immediately what our precious utensils hidden just for the visitors. Oh, inana si mama. Bisan katong mga wapo nga plato, mga kutsara, baso ipagawas kay naibisita. Tapos ang ipagamit sa mo ang mga daan. We make sure that we give our visitors a warm welcome. When they leave and go ahead, we'll bring some baon to them or take out food, even how many or less it is, as long as it's very delicious. That's how we Filipino are. We are very hospitable and courteous, and that's how Philippines are known for, di ba? Kaya okay itong mga Pinoy. Ang ako ang i-share karon na sad kay ang Relación de las Islas Filipinas. Although same sila title sa nauna pero different ang content. Because this one is talks about alphabets and writing systems of the Filipinos during the time of Father Pedro Quirin. According to him, because of the alphabets, Filipinos make themselves understood and convey their ideas marvelously. He who reads so playing with much skills and facility. So, ako po, katong bata pa ko, when I started my kindergarten, I also don't know what is alphabet, how to write, and how to read. And bisan pag ihap 1 to 3 di ko kabalo kay syempre bago pa ako nag-eskwela. Then ang ako ang parent lang nagatudlo sa kuha kanang pero strict man gud kay sila like kang pag dili ko kaihap kasukan ko na punishment pag dili ka basa ng word ana mo nang naka-learn jud ko sugod pa tong kinder pa ko na-learn na jud nako tanan alphabet kay tungod sila ang way nga pagtudlo sa kuha nga which is very strict. Ang kuan pagsulat sa una kay dili pa di ba karon mag-start man jud sa from left to right. So sa una is mag-start siya sa taas to pababa pareha sa Japanese and Chinese. We used read and palm leaves on writing before, but now we write on papers already by using a pen. We have learned our language and its pronunciations and write it even better than they do. Tungod kay mga bright man ang Pinoy, so nalahi na to ang atong way nga pagsulat kay imbis nga from top to both na mo siya left to right din mas nasulat na to og tarong ang ato ang letters, mas na pronounce na to og sarili nato kay tungod kay bright ta mga Pinoy. So kung kamo moingon mo sa imong sarili nga buguan ako oy ay mo pag inana kitinuod na joke ay mo pag inana kay kuan man kitang mga Pinoy bright man ta siguro sa katapulan lang mo nang makaingon ta nga bugo ta. So in general, learning all the alphabets as well as numbers are very important because this is part of our language, which we use for our daily communication with each other. Communication is part of our society, which we communicate with others, share thoughts and ideas, and help us to be socialized on our outside world. And communication is also the reason why there is peace between us. Kaya kung wala mo communication, dili ta magkasinabtanay, di ba? Kung di ta magkinabsat, kinabsat tanay.
Bobo!
Ano na? Ay, gani.
Gago!
Sinabtanay.
Kasinabtanay, no?
Sinabtanay. Wala
Basta, when we don't understand each other, syempre, magkakako siya og conflict, no? Kay, syempre, wala ta kabalo sa itong gipang-ingon, sa itong ideas, na tayo different perspective. Di ta magkahiusa. So, magkakos siya sa conflict. So ina ka importante nga natay alphabets kay tungod ana diha na to magamit ang atong communication nga makalabas ta og words nga and thoughts nga gikan sa to ang brain to express our ideas and feelings. So for our last reflection nga ako ang i-share and medyo gabiin na so maggamit sa kog flashlight no gabiin na diri sa Earth muli pa bi akog Mars kay kana hayag na kita ng katag. So, my last reflection is Anglo-Chinese trade. The Anglo-Chinese trade is a trading system which involved in the international trading system. The trading was between Chinese, British, Dutch, and Tausug. So, di ba, apilya pa na itong Pinoy. Inanay jud ka bagtik ang Pinoy nga bisang asa. Naajud. What I can say to myself is kitang mga Pinoy kinegosyante jud ta. Bisan pag-asa nga negosyo, bisan guys international nga naata apil Japon ta. Bisag ako napud ko negosyo dili lang international. Where I sell isaw, fishball, and other street foods like bisan unsa basta street foods. Dili nang pagkaon nga nasa kalsada ha kay hugaw na.
Gago!
My customers are just my neighbors. So dili sila international nga customers like mga foreigners. So nay mga kuan, nay mga kuan gyapon matawag nga foreigner kay nay mga uban nga Koreanong hilaw, Chinese nga hilaw.
Okay.
May nana nasa mua.
Wow naman! Wow! Wow!
Although I didn't involve in the international trading system, but the presence of trading is still there. I'm glad that even in a small business, I was able to earn money on my own. Nga ako kabutan. And that's all for today's vlog. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you on my next vlog.